Alright, so this is the cardio PCL demonstration. H1 Brooks and myself are going to go ahead and walk through the whole thing, kind of cut and dry, no crazy extra stuff. So hopefully you can take a little bit from this, learn a little bit from this, okay? So just like all the other PCLs, you start with, you come in, introduce yourself. Hey, how you doing? I'm HM2 Marker. I'm an IDC school student. I'm going to be performing your cardio exam today. And then from there you go obviously into the V team, which would be the vital signs, and then your tobacco, alcohol, medications, and allergies. Okay, but what's special about the cardio PCL is when you're doing your vitals, obviously you can verbalize temperature, SpO2, respirations, and pulse. But when it comes to the BP, you actually have to perform a auscultated BP and a palpated BP. Okay, so I'm going to actually show you how to do that. First one, obviously, you don't need to worry about your stethoscope because you're not using it, you're not auscultating, you're just palpating. So with the patient, you're just going to go ahead and take your BP cuff. Okay, and obviously there's an artery marker on here, so some of the instructors are a little crazy about that. So you just want to make sure you get that lined up, internal on the brachial artery. Okay, wrap it around. Make sure you have the correct size. Okay, some people's arms are bigger than others. So close your cuff, and then what you want to do is you're going to either want to find your radial pulse. Okay, or you can go up in the antecubital space. It's a lot easier to use the radial pulse because you can actually feel it when the pressure on the cuff is elevated enough to stop the blood flow. Okay, so you go ahead and pump it up, and then you're watching on your thing there. So right around 180 to 200 will get people's blood to stop. So then what you're doing is you're just releasing it slowly and waiting for that first beat. You can kind of watch the dial as well to give you an indicator. Okay, right there. So I felt the first one just below 120, so probably 118, but we'll only round up. For the PCL, you don't have to be exact. So that's a palpated blood pressure. You're not looking for a diastolic, you're only looking for the systolic. Now you would also do this bilaterally, just to verify that you have the same blood pressure on both sides. I'm not actually going to do that, but what I am going to do is I'm going to switch sides and then I'll show you how to do an auscultated blood pressure, okay? So for this, you're going to need your stethoscope, and then, only so we don't throw out the results, I'm going to jump on the other side here, so sorry about that. So now the instructors aren't, I'm guessing, going to be too picky on your numbers as long as they're not like, oh, I palpated 160. Well, that's retarded. So, so this one here, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. Make sure you line up the artery index marker. Get the right size cup. Okay, put it on. Okay, same thing. Make sure it's collapsed all the way, and then tighten it up. These are nice because you don't actually have to hold the gauge. It's on the wall, so you can just read it that way. And then with your stethoscope, with the diaphragm side, you're going to go ahead and go in the antecubital space. It doesn't have to be anywhere in particular. The antecubital space will give you that nice loud sound for the systolic, and then you should hear the absence of sound for the diastolic. Common, I mean, this is day one stuff. Okay. Okay. So again, for the systolic, it was 118, and then you're actually down at 70 for your diastolic. So good blood pressure. Your normal ranges are going to be anything below 140 is, I mean, if you start getting up there, you're looking at pre-hypertensive, but the old standard 120 over 80 is kind of your mid-range, good to go. It can be a little bit below that, a little bit above that. Okay? You go out there.